The Eagles are here in L.A. Obviously, plenty of Eagles fans will be at SoFi Stadium to see, as you and I are talking here, Sean McVay announces Cooper Kupp on the field. Cooper Kupp will be on the field and active for the Rams in his first action of 2020, or 2023, I beg your pardon. Joe Noteboom, probably not. Don't know, rather. And Joe Noteboom, Alaric Jackson, probably not at left tackle. Anyway, Eagles, Rams, Ross, your thoughts?
Well, that's huge that they're going to have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Because you can argue the most influx position right now for the Eagles is the nickel corner, right? They lost Devontae Maddox for the season. They signed Bradley Roby this week. They've been putting Bradbury in there a little bit. So whether it's Tutu Atwell or Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp, they're going to attack whoever the Eagles have playing nickel corner. I mean, that's going to be the hot spot. The other thing, it's funny, Andrew, and you'll appreciate this. I am so impressed by the Rams coaching staff. I asked 10 people this week, 10, if they could name a single defensive player for the Rams other than Aaron Donald. 0 for 10. Not one person I talked to,
Ross,
can name a defensive player for the Rams other than Aaron Donald, and yet their defense is playing their you-know-what's-all.
It's funny you say that, because for those who don't know, and I don't know why anybody would know, but many, many years ago, Ross and I had a preseason together. I've done the Rams for 13 years. During the summer, Ross was in our booth, and he was great, obviously, back in St. Louis one year. Years ago. I did the same thing this summer, Ross. I would give people the second. I would say, I'll give you Aaron Donald and Ernest Jones, because I think he's a good player, ascending player, young player, middle linebacker. I will give you those two. Now name somebody else. Nobody could name another player. Kobe Durant, I think some people should name, right? John Johnson III is back, but he's never getting on the field. I mean, he's basically, he's not a healthy scratch, but he's out there. He's really only playing teams, and that defense has played well. I think the big thing here, and I want to clarify, Joe Noteboom is out. Alaric Jackson should play at left tackle. My big thing is, can the Eagles just run it down their throats? And, do they just kill them in the run game?
Well, what's so interesting is, there's a lot of consternation in Philadelphia because they don't look quite as good as they did last year when they were rolling people. I mean, they're still 4-0. I mean, they're one of two undefeated teams. But last year, it seemed like they had the run game and the pass game going almost every game, Andrew. This year, it's like if the defense takes away the run, then like last week, then they can throw it. If the defense takes away the pass, then they will run it down your throat. But they haven't really gotten both clicking at the same time. I'm also really curious to see the Eagles' defensive line, the depth they have, although it sounds like Fletcher Cox might not play, the depth they have is really, really impressive. Imagine this, Andrew. Imagine every game you play, every time you take the field, at the start of the game, you have the better O-line and D-line. That's the Eagles in pretty much every game they play. It's like they start every game on third base. You know that expression? Mm-hmm. That's the way it is in pro football if you have the better O-line and D-line. And a lot of times it's the much better O-line and D-line. And usually over the course of 4 quarters, that plays itself out.
Yeah. Rams O-line has gone through a lot of shuffling in the offseason and had to shuffle again when on Monday night in Cincinnati, they lost Alaric Jackson. They didn't move Joe Noteboom to left tackle. They did put Noteboom finally at left tackle last week against Indianapolis and had some success, but that was the biggest issue for them last year. They couldn't keep Matthew Stafford upright, and they had 12 different O-line combinations the first 12 weeks of last year, all because of injuries. And they had firmly believed all summer that if they could find the right combination, lock it in, and keep Stafford upright, that the offense would be okay. And for the most part, they have been validated through 4 weeks. The record's 2-2. It is what it is. This one is huge, certainly, for the Rams.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.